Hugh, give him a hand, everybody. Yeah, Mr. Hugh. Woo.
Hi, everyone.
Anytime you want. Go ahead.
So I agree machine gun should be banned in public. And I did the research on the internet, and the internet gives me not enough information about the machine guns, especially machine guns.
Yeah.
And I found the topic that does include machine guns with military grade or the firearm accessories. And the President Ronald Reagan and others did not think that AR-15, AR-15 military rifle, also called M16, it's also machine gun. Also called M16 by the Air Force, should be owned by civilians. And when the AR-15 was included in the assault weapons ban on 1994, which expired on September 13, 2004, the NRIA supported the legislation. The Second Amendment was written at the time when the most common arms were long rifles that had to be reloaded after every shot. Civilians today have access to machine guns, to detaching or telescoping stocks that make the guns more easily concealed and carried, silencers to muffle gunshot sounds, flash suppressors to fire in low light conditions without being blinded by flash and conceal the shooter's location, or grenade launcher attachments. The Jonathan Lobby, Director of Legal Action Project at the Brady Center of Prevent Gun Violence, stated that these weapons that will shred your pension before you eat it, or go through the walls of your apartment when you're trying to defend yourself. They're made for mass killing, but not useful for the law-abiding citizens. So, if you think the machine guns or the military-graded rifles or the rifle accessories, assault weapon, and if you feel like you should not be banned in public, so when you really think about what's the point of having a full automatic machine gun, and if you go over the pros and cons, you will find the only true pro is using it for fun, you know. And then the list goes and goes and on and on. For example, the few fully automatic guns can shoot over the thousands of the bullets in a minute. The capability of killing thousands of people in very short amount of time. It is mass death due to just one irresponsible person really worth the fun. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, give me a hand. Yay, them. You got 3 minutes. Did you want to say something? You're welcome to, or you can save your stuff for later on. It's up to you. You still got 3 minutes if you want to. You want to save it for later? Sure, no problem. That's fine. That's your prerogative. Sounds good. Okay.
All right. So that's the end of the opening remarks. First of all, very well articulated there. Very vivid images you painted in our heads. Nicely expressed. So now we're going to give 7 minutes total to this team. Welcome new people that are coming in here to see our TOEFL, our level 8 debate. I'm curious, what level are you folks from? Yeah? What level? 4? Yeah, you.
Level 6.
6, fantastic. Welcome. I'm going to give you all a survey. The debate is automatic weapons should be banned from the general public. He just made a compelling opening argument. This team over here is going to have 7 minutes total to argue, no, they should be not banned from the general public. All right, let's give her a hand, everybody.
All right. Anytime.
All right, we are in disagreement that automatic rifles or automatic weapons should not be banned. So I'm going to go over some of the basic points. What is gun control? Gun control is a broad term that covers any sort of restrictions on what kind of firearms can be sold and bought, who can possess them or sell them, where and how they can be stored or carried, what duty the seller has to wed a buyer, which means the seller has to go over some of the regulations and have them do a background check and all that stuff before selling the weapon to a person. And they have to report all transactions to the government. Sometimes the term is also used to cover related matters like limits on types of ammunitions and magazines, or technology like the type that allow guns to fire only when gripped by their owners. In recent years, gun control debates have focused primarily on background checks for buyers, allowing people to carry weapons in public, and whether to allow the possession of assault weapons or automatic weapons. Does the opposition know what an automatic or an assault weapon is? An assault rifle is a rifle with a selector switch that goes from semi to full auto. Fully automatic rifles are already illegal with proper licensing and permits. If you think AR-15 is an assault rifle, I would like you to go do some research on it and educate yourself before trying to ban something that is already illegal without license and permits, which are hard to get. According to the bill, semi-automatic rifles with detachable magazines are assault weapons when they have any of the following features: a pistol grip, forward grip, folding, telescoping or detachable stock, grenade or rocket launcher, barrel strap, or threatened barrel. Semi-automatic shotguns follow a similar definition. Federal laws prohibit certain people from owning firearms. Those would be people with criminal records, mental illness, drug addicts, immigrants without a legal status, veterans who have left the military with a dishonorable discharge, anyone with a permanent restraining order keeping them from a partner or a partner's children. In general, big city chief police are more likely to support gun control, and small town chiefs and sheriffs are more likely to oppose it. Those are in the Northeast are most likely those south and west to favor it. Fewer guns, better reports on who has them, and some restrictions on purchase, possession, and storage. Gun control advocates argue would still allow law-abiding people to have firearms, which result in far fewer vets. While gun rights advocates say more people aren't equal or safe society, people who favor gun control say the opposite is true. The more people carry weapons, the more likely it is an everyday dispute can escalate to lethal force. The gun lobby has also become more unyielding in recent years. The NRA has hardened its opposition to expand its background checks. For example, after years in the group have subtle responses to mass shootings. After the Newton, Connecticut school shooting, Wayne, the NRA executive vice president, famously declared that school employees should have been armed because the only thing that would stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. So anything can become a weapon for someone in their mind is causing harm. Just like it's not the gun that's really more harmful. Gun control doesn't stop people from purchasing a firearm. If there is a ban on assault weapons and automatic weapons, most likely there's going to be a black market to obtain all these weapons. So it's just like for a drug addict. If you want to do crack or cocaine or whatever, it's not going to stop you if it's illegal. Whenever you do, if you do want to do it, you can just go get it from the black market. So it doesn't have to be, legal. So assault weapons are used in less than 3% of the crimes. Their prohibition would do less than nothing to prevent the crime. So regardless of it's whatever it is, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference, even if you ban it. The Virginia Tech shooter killed 33 people with a pair of handguns. That combined shooters used 2 shotguns. The terrorists in France used fully automatic Kalashnikovs that were illegally smuggled into the nation. So regardless, if it's banned, people would still get it. Criminals and those who have a wrong intention, they will get it regardless of what it is. I'd like her to put in more details on this argument, and yeah. Okay. I think we have to do that.
All right, no, I'm impressed. Clearly, both sides have gotten very prepared. Yeah. So opening remarks. So far, we've heard, from Mr. Hugh that these types of weapons are usually just for fun, and it doesn't make sense that it's such a dangerous thing just for fun to be available to the public. And over here, we've heard a lot of arguments about how these particular weapons cause very few amount of crimes, and among other things they mentioned. I'm going to review the video later. Now I'm going to give 5 minutes for rebuttal. This is where people get to argue back and forth with things that they said, or you can bring additional points if you want. Let's have Ms. Vanessa. Let's give her a warm welcome. Talking in front of people is hard. She's going to do it. All right.
All right. And yeah, anytime you want. Go ahead.
I want to start by saying that people need to expand awareness and ask themselves, why do we want to be armed? Who do we need to defend ourselves from? And why do we need to defend ourselves? For now, the only people who are allowed to use guns are policemen and militaries. For us, this is a qualifier people because they take many types of exams and they pass them, in especially a psychological test that guarantee they have the physical and mental condition to use guns. We disagree with the sharing of guns to the general public as long as it is regulated by the law, so guns don't end up in the wrong hands. Thank you.
All right. Now we can go over to 5 minutes to this side. And give our hands to everybody this week.
5 minutes for the side. Anyway, go right ahead. Yeah.
Automatic or assault weapons have been thought to be used in massive attacks, for example, to schools, as all we know. But the truth is the vast majority of mass shooters use handguns and not automatic weapons, as people regularly think in their attacks. The images of these weapons, which are identical to one that the U.S. troops use in wars, have become a powerful symbol for an argument against automatic weapons. But they have been used only in 27% of massive attacks and 3% in general crimes. So shootings which demonstrates that handguns have used much more than in mass attacks than automatic weapons. So it wouldn't be very helpful, according to history, to ban automatic weapons, because from 1976 to 1994, automatic weapons were banned, and the result was that mass shooters could easily come up with alternate means of mass casualty. In other words, if they couldn't get an AR-15, they easily could get a Glock. And that's the problem. Experts say banning automatic weapons will not stop mass shootings. So it's not really about the weapon. It's about the person and the ability that this person has to cause harm. Those don't kill people, it's people that kill other people.
Sure. Just 3 minutes, don't leave it there. You're gonna do that with your sides. That's fine. No, not a problem. Yeah, you can let them have 2 minutes. All right, now we're gonna move on to our.
So in these, usually the 2 minutes at the very end of the debate are just for summarizing, so everybody here is has a clear idea of what each position is. You're welcome to use the 2 minutes to argue back to what someone was saying over here, but usually the 2 minutes is used to summarize. So I'm going to give 2 minutes up here for whoever wants to come on up here, and you can use it however one person, 1 minute. Okay, Vanessa, give them a warm welcome. I know I'm having you guys clap all the time, but it helps everybody with their confidence. Here she comes. All right, good.
Yeah. Anytime. Go ahead.
No?
Yeah. Anyway.
The important thing is to educate ourselves. People need to have respect, responsibility, and conscience that guns can be used for intimidating another people. And let's put ourselves, what happens if our kids are allowed to use them? What are the possibilities of have a good future for us? Because it is important the life for every human being.
And just all you're doing is summarizing. 2 minutes at the end. You're welcome to come on up here if you want. Yeah. 2 minutes. All right, Mr. Rahim, here he comes. After this, we're going to open it up for question and answers. If anybody wants to ask a question to anybody, you can. All right. Oh man, we're making good time today. Good. Oh, go ahead.
All right, so I would like to counter some of the arguments you made, like kids should not be allowed, well, kids are not allowed to have guns. If you're a gun owner, you should be responsible enough to not have a gun around a kid. And if you're under 21, you're not allowed to have a CHL, which is a concealed handgun carry license. And so another thing is, anything can be a weapon for someone in their mind is said to be causing harm. There have been recent terrorist attacks that killed dozens of innocent people because someone used a car as a weapon. So should we ban cars too?
Yeah.
There are mass, in China, in 2014, there were 29 people that were killed in a railway station by a mass stabbing attack. Over 700 people are murdered every year through a person's hand, fist, or feet. So-called assault weapons are used in relatively few crimes and are overwhelmed by other means of violence, such as using a hammer. Yes, murder by hammer is the most common murder by so-called assault weapon. Shooting is a hobby. Doesn't matter if it's an assault weapon or a bold action. Why do people rally around gun bans when the baseball bat is FBI's #1 reported weapon used in violent crimes? People are afraid because they've never seen a weapon around. Don't take other people's rights away from just because you're not educated.
All right, appreciate that. So that is the formal debate portion. We're going to transition to a question and answer session now. I'm going to open it up to everybody. No, but by the way, that last one, the hammer is the #1 assault baseball bat was. Interesting. Now, you found some statistics about that. Of course, don't take his word for it. Look it up on yourself. So you guys are more. But maybe the audience here has a question or a comment you want to make to either side, and you're welcome to. You're looking at me, sir. You want to say something, right? No? Yeah. Did you?
What is the name of this guy?
Rahim?
He's nice.
Oh, you appreciated what he said, huh? Okay. Okay. You want to say it real loud? Or? Yes.
Sir, I have a question to you. Why the good guys need automatic weapons? Because they are good people.
To protect them, well, you asked me the question, why do good people need guns, right? Weapons? To protect them from the bad guys.
As they said, the bad guys cannot have the weapons because of a lot of,
If they put a ban on it, they're more likely to have a black market that's going to sell more weapons than there already are in the
Okay, because the automatic weapons, like you can kill hundreds within a minute. So
Well, there's more. There's
you guys
27.
should have like such.
Okay, in the total amount of mass shootings, only 27% was used. Only 27% of them, they used an assault weapon. In the 77% of it, well, 73% was handgun, other kind of weapons. So if it's only this much with other weapons, so shouldn't you ban all the other weapons too? And instead of just banning the assault weapons?
Because an assault weapon can kill like so many people at a time.
That's what I'm saying. There's more people died from a conventional weapon than from an assault weapon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thoughtful question. Great. Did anybody else want to weigh in on that? I'm going to let you respond, not necessarily. Fair enough. Kind of like speaks for itself, right? He's on your team, it seems like. Someone over here, or anybody wanted to make a comment or a question about automatic weapons should be banned from the general public? Agree, disagree? I always do this now. I mean, you start thinking about a question if you want. I'm curious how you actually feel because, like I pointed out earlier, these people that are sitting up at the table, they randomly picked a piece of paper out of this and it's like, okay, I'm on this team. I have to defend this. And so they didn't know what topic they were going to debate about, and they didn't know what side they were going to be on. So I'm just curious. How do you actually feel personally about Nora, did you have an opinion one way or another about it? Okay, you want to wait back? Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, for me the truth is that I strongly disagree that people, general public should or could have automatic weapons or any weapons because I don't think weapons should be necessary for the world. And actually, of course, automatic weapons are very powerful and dangerous and can cause many casualties at a time. But even hand weapons should be restricted to the general public. And I think that anyone that want to have any weapon should be exposed to have any psychological or drug or something study to demonstrate that that person is in good condition to have a weapon.
So I do. Well, I'm actually in the right place right now because I am in favor of not banning any assault weapons or any kind of weapons in general. So, like you said, that there should be restrictions on who can own a weapon, who cannot, and there already are restrictions in place. You go through a background check if you do have any mental issues. I did read a list out of the people that can and cannot obtain a weapon legally. And I do think that having a weapon weapons are mostly, I would say 80% of it, been used in self-defense than trying to kill someone. And that, like, let's say if you have a school shooting here in Bufferville, and if Professor Jeremy has a weapon, he can defend us. And I do that in favor of my defense.
Yeah.
And if a bad guy has a weapon, why shouldn't I have a weapon?
Yeah.
Now, again, before I move over to this side of the table to ask their personal opinion, maybe you thought of a comment or a question. Deborah is amening like we're in church here. I testify. Did you want to weigh in with a comment? Or
No, I totally agree with them.
Oh,
It's for our defense. Like 2 years, 1 year and a half ago, a woman here in Texas, she was alone in her house with a baby, a little baby, and her house was burglarized about 2 months, and like she called the police and she said, "Excuse me, lady, has 2 thieves here. What I gonna do?" And she said, "Keep calm and go to a safe place." She went to the safe place, but she said, "I have a gun. Can I shoot him?" And she said, "Do it what you have to do. If you have a gun, what you have to do for our family. So in Brazil, today they are allowed to have, but years ago we could have, but the chiefs had, and we could defend ourselves, you know, like this lady, and she killed that burglarized. So I totally agree with you.
Oh, okay, interesting. Fair enough.
Well, Miss Deborah, I have a question. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you need an automatic weapon to kill one, man or two men.
That's a good point. We're not talking about weapons in
Because
general.
that will end up with killing innocent people if you will start then firing automatic weapon. So don't need automatic weapons to kill one or two.
Yeah, I think. Well, you don't need an automatic weapon to kill multiple people, to one person rather. Yeah, I know.
You were arguing that weapons are useful.
Yeah.
He's clarifying that the debate is specifically about this kind of. I'm sorry. Did I give you all a chance to weigh in if you wanted to?
So, my personal greed comes from even if it's like all the firearms, because in my country there's no guns. You know, the presence of the gun itself it's caused the violence. You know, if there is no gun, if there's a restriction on it, I think everyone should be fine though, you know? Yeah.
But like Karen say, it's not the gun who kill the people. It's the people who kill another people. Like the video games. It's not the violent video games who turn the people violent. It's not the weapon, exactly. It's not the weapon that makes the violence. It's here, so what you think is what we do.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. How do you honestly feel, Vanessa? Were you on the right side? Huh?
Well, the truth is yes. In my opinion, guns should be avoided from general public, because last year I saw on CNN a really heartbreaking news where a kid found out a gun and he shot his mom. Accidentally, he kills his mom. He only was 2 years. So we have to be careful because nobody can own a gun. We have to think about what is going to happen. What are going to do kids if they find guns like this little baby?
Sir, teacher.
Give you Mr. Rahim. Oh,
Rahim.
come on up here. Yeah. Well,
I just want to,
You want my camera?
Yeah.
Okay, in some cases like that, I think the gun owners should be penalized for their actions, and we can't let one incident represent the whole community.
Yeah.
It's not like if it happened one time. Well, I've seen that news, and it was heartbreaking. But you have to also think, what if a burglar comes into your house? You can't just, from one mistake of yours, you cannot just stop put a ban on all the weapons.
Keep a dog outside your house.
I do. Yeah. I did.
I got a point. Have you seen if the thief comes in the house, he's saying like we have to keep the gun. It is not necessary to keep a gun, bro. There are many ways you can do it. Because if you come in the house, first of all, you have to save your life, not to fight. Okay? So
You're defending yourself.
no, there is no defense. It's not about that's not a big thing in your life. Okay? So there are many ways to get
Okay, how many times have you seen a robbery go wrong? What if it's one of those times when they actually get mad at you and shoot you? What about them?
It depends upon the person. If the person like
How do you know who's coming to rob you? Do you know the person personally?
you got an alarm system.
By the time the police gets here, it's already going to be too late. Okay, by the time police gets there, it's already going to be too late.
The violence is there. The violence is everywhere.
All right.
It's not. So if they find out that you have let your kid, which is under 18, use a firearm, most likely the CPS will come and get you. Do you know the Second Amendment? Do you know the Second Amendment? I'll let him calmly take my life.
All right.
It's not time with hands if you can't pass. I can.
Have you heard the expression, don't bring a knife to a gunfight?
Yeah.
You know? So you don't fight with your hands if someone is pointing a gun at you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Fair enough. So, does anybody else want to make a comment and/or a question to either side of this? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. This will be the last one. I'm sorry, the people that just came in. We're just wrapping this one up. All right. Here, Jack and Jones, number 1990. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm looking forward to you coming to level 8. Look at you, man. This guy is like.
So who are on this side?
Yeah.
One who agree.
All right.
They can raise their hand. The one who agree. So just answer me one thing. If you want to race a car in a car racing, you can race with a car with 100 RPM and in front of another car with more RPM, like stronger cars. So like that, for your self-defense, you should have the proper gun, the one the criminals have. You can't fight them with a knife like this, they told that.
Actually, bro.
So, self-defense, even in the constitutional law, they say that, for self-defense.
No, why are you racing?
Why are
you racing?
What?
Why are you racing the car?
I'm telling the example.
No, it's not
If you want to fight with someone, if they have a big gun,
If you want to save your life, you want to defend your life.
Don't race.
if they shoot 10
Listen.
listen. You can't
Listen. You are like defending your life for having a gun. So then why the hell are you racing?
Don't race.
It is more dangerous. It is more dangerous.
No, first of all, if you want to fight with someone, you have to be that much strong. If they can shoot 10 bullets at the same time, you shoot 2. If you want to shoot 1 at the same time,
have actually automatic weapons. If the bat.
So for the self-defense, you have to disagree.
So, by the way, before we wrap this up entirely, by the way, you fill out those little little survey sheets. Give them some comments. It's very helpful to them to know how they did and how they prepared a great deal of things. And also, I want to mention parenthetically, my TOEFL people have got a debate tomorrow. There's one side that's all ready to go, and the other side there's nobody there. So they're not debating anybody. So I'm opening it up. The topic that we're going to have one more debate during the morning. The city should ban smoking from all public places, and the side that it's on the agree side that the city should ban smoking from all public places. I'm taking volunteers from any class. You're welcome to be on this side and say, you want to come in? You want to come and argue that one? Talk to your teacher during first and second. During first and second period tomorrow, if you want to argue that yes, the city should ban smoking from all public places, and I'm guessing your friend there might want to do it too.
He will come.
He'll come. Okay, well, good. You're actually saving. You'll have something for my TOEFL people to add. So I'm saying like level 6 here.
Yes.
It's level 6 versus TOEFL tomorrow. Come and watch, okay?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Give them a hand. Appreciate all the work. Put all your stuff in here. Have a good day. You all are dismissed. Go home. Hey, where are those guys going?